Hey, this is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy, aka DFS Dudes. We're here to present you our NBA morning shoot around for Tuesday, January 15th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This week, you'll watch all of our NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. If you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel and Draftkings cash lineups, and we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So come and make sure to check out the site at dfscheatsheet.com. So hey, what's up, Jeremy? How you doing out there, man?
I'm good, man. Hey, maybe we ought to let these people know we're not used to it, but we both got rain and heavy rain and storming. So if you guys have a bad connection or we get a little lag, we apologize. We got heavy rain in California right now.
Yeah, for sure. But we need the rain though. We're in a drought, so hey, we'll take it. Definitely, man. So hey, I'm ready to jump into this 6-game slate. Man, I just real quick, I want to just touch on last night. What a crazy night last night, man. It's like there was so many busts last night. It was crazy.
Well, look, one of two things is always going to happen when you have chalk like that. Either the chalk's going to go off and scores are going to be out of control, or scores are going to be a little bit lower because the chalk doesn't go off. And Boston was chalk. I mean, I was in, I played qualifiers last night. Even in qualifiers, higher dollar qualifiers, you had Terry Rozier at 91% owned. So, I mean, chalk was chalk. And the problem with chalk is always going to be on a smaller slate that, when I say smaller, 6 games or less, if you don't have it and it goes off, you're screwed and you can't even get in the money. So, you have to pick
it's really it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, you have to pick the guys that are the chalkiest of the chalk, if you will. Rozier was a guy you really had to play because of how owned he was. You couldn't afford to not have him and him go off. And he's gone off way more times than he hasn't in that spot. So
yeah, man. No, for sure. And it was crazy. Harden and you and Davis, for me, I was like, I'm gonna pick Davis. He got 80. I can't be mad at that pick. But you got Harden also with the 80. It was just crazy. It was a crazy night overall.
And that's really what I said yesterday when we did this video. Was I said that my lineups, the way I was building, I was gonna put both those guys in because there was enough there to do it. You just had to get it right. I mean, there was really good plays yesterday. D'Angelo Russell was a guy we liked a lot. You mentioned him. The guy was absolutely bonkers.
We had him in our DraftKings cash lineup, and we're cashing all entries with that.
So let's hop into today, man. Let's get this slate broken down for these guys and get out of here.
Yeah, man, for sure. So real quick, before we jump into this, if you guys don't mind, please take that quick second for me. Click the like button down below. That helps me out. I really appreciate that from you guys. And yeah, man, we'll just jump into it. So the first game we're going to go to is going to be the Phoenix Suns going into Indiana to face the Pacers. This game has a 219 over-under, and Indiana is favored by 10.5 in this one.
So the big news, obviously, here is Devin Booker and him being back without a minutes restriction. So, barring back spasms during the course of the game, we can get a full complement of minutes from a Devin Booker. We know the guy's ability to score the basketball. We know how much usage he dominates, and I don't mind him at all in this spot. On this particular slate at 8.5. The next guy you've got to look at is DeAndre Ayton at 7.8, and that's really where I'll keep it with Phoenix, just for the simple fact that with Booker coming back, he does dominate the ball, he does dominate usage, and even though TJ Warren is at a $6,000 price point, he's okay for tournaments as a contrarian play, obviously, but you only need 30 from him for cash value at this price point. Can he do that? Possibly, yes. It's a very big mismatch if you look at TJ Warren and what Indiana brings to the table defensively on the perimeter with the Bogdanovich and Thaddeus Young, etc. So if you want to play Warren in tournaments, I'm okay with Warren in tournaments, but you've really got to look at Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton here. The other guys that really take a hit with Booker coming back, obviously Josh Jackson, we don't have him projected to start. DeAnthony Melton and his ability to handle the basketball and his usage rate will take a huge hit as well in this spot. Bridges, if you want to play Bridges as a drop spot today, upside play, the minutes are there. 25, 26 minutes at a 3.9 is very good from a minute standpoint. But again, it all is about Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton here.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. One guy, I mean, I'll just quickly, I didn't know if you mentioned him or not. I do like TJ Warren as well. 6,000, I think it's a fair price tag for him as well.
Yeah, I mentioned Warren.
Okay, cool. For sure. He's one of those guys nobody ever plays, and he's ultra consistent.
It's a big mismatch here, right? The
Right.
problem is that Booker will dominate the ball and he'll dominate usage. Can the two of them go off together? Absolutely. I think Warren's a great tournament play, but I wouldn't go with Warren for cash games today.
Gotcha. So yeah, man, on the Indiana side of things, I mean, honestly, we're still waiting on a bunch of stuff is what's really going on. Darren Carlson's a game time decision. Waiting to see what happens after shoot around with him. Corey Joseph may come back, this game. So we got to kind of wait and see what's going on with that kind of situation. Oladipo, man, he's 8,300. It's still not a give me price tag. You still need 41 for value. He had a really, really good first half of the season, but I mean, he just hasn't really been doing it these past 4 games. I mean, the minutes have been down a little bit. He's scoring 29, 22, 26, 20. Those kind of numbers are going to kill you on an 8.3 price tag that's nowhere near value. So, I mean, if there was ever a game for Oladipo to go off, I think it would be in this game against Phoenix. Very, very up-tempo game against a young Phoenix team. I definitely think that he could dominate. He's a strictly GPP play for me, but I think he is a low-owned guy that you can look at that we all know definitely has some upside. So I do like Oladipo in this spot for GPPs. Bogdanovich, I'm not really messing with Bogdanovich on this slate. Tyreke Evans, he's a guy, I mean, we know what he can do, but he's just not really getting the minutes. 4,000. The price tag, it's a really good price tag, but you got Corey Joseph possibly coming back. I think that, Carlson, if he plays, there's just going to be a log jam in the shooting guard spot, and Oladipo is definitely going to get his. So Evans, the minutes are not really there for him. And then, I like the big guys a lot for Indiana. One guy I will say I like either way, whether Miles Turner plays or not, is Thaddeus Young. Played him last game. He got us a solid game. 33 fantasy points. Definitely take that. He's been consistent. He's a guy that gets the minutes. He usually gets his 33, 34 minutes a game. So I like Thaddeus Young. And then if Miles Turner is a game time decision. If he is out again, then you go right back to the well with a bonus. I mean, the price tag is up there. I understand. But this dude, I mean, he fills up the stat sheet. He's very, very active. Like, this guy deserves to be an NBA starter. Like, he's a good player. So if Miles Turner's out, I like Sabonis once again. And that's really where I'm at with Indiana.
Moving on.
Next game we got, it's going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves going into Philadelphia to face the 76ers. This game has a 232.5 over-under, and Philadelphia is favored by 6 in this one.
Let's just start with the man himself, Karl Anthony Towns. The price is 11-2, and I'm not a big fan of this price. Taking a look at his game log, look, I understand that 3 of the last 4 games, he's had 63, 54, 72, and really we're looking at the 72.9 and the 63.1 games that are driving that price tag. I mean, you can really expect a fair price on Towns would be a 10-2, 10-3, 10-4 because a 54 is really what his potential is. I mean, that should be an everyday run-of-the-mill game for a Karl Anthony Towns. Problem is, I don't like this matchup, and it's a Joel Embiid, a very skilled player, and Embiid's at 11-1. My thing is this. Embiid is a guy that I like to play when there's another big center. He kind of breaks the rule because of the fact that he gets up for it, and I like to play guys that get up for it. Karl Anthony Towns is a lot softer than Joel Embiid is. Joel Embiid's a dog. Karl Anthony Towns has not showed us that he is that dog. He's more of a elbow player, baseline player. He doesn't like to put his back to the basket and straight go to work. So I don't know if I'm going to have very much Karl Anthony Towns, and I do understand the guys played at a really high level lately. I just don't like this spot against Embiid. Jeff Teague, a game-time decision. Teague did practice in full yesterday, so I can't see any reason why Jeff Teague wouldn't play today and why he's even a game-time decision. Derrick Rose has said he will play today, so you've got that there. And what Jeff Teague and Derrick Rose do if they both play today, we know that takes a hit to Andrew Wiggins. $7,000 too much to pay for Wiggins, in my opinion, if you do have a Derrick Rose and a Jeff Teague both in play today. Okogie, he would also take a hit. But Taj Gibson at 4,400, that's the guy that I probably like the most on this Minnesota side. I think Taj Gibson is a premier play today at 4.4 starting, in this spot. Power forward is a spot that's weak. They've got really good perimeter play with Redick with Jimmy Butler, with Ben Simmons, and then the guy down low is Embiid. They don't have a power forward guy that can match up with a Taj Gibson and kind of help clean up the glass. So if Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns are occupying each other, I think that Taj Gibson has a chance to get you maybe a 8-point, 10 rebound game or a 10.8 rebound game, somewhere a double-double at 4.4. I like that a lot.
Yeah, man, for sure. And then, I mean, on the Philadelphia side of things, with all the guys back, I don't really want to – I mean, Ben Simmons could definitely get us 50 fantasy points, but, with all of them on the floor, the price tags are fair. They're not giving me price tags. So, I mean, Embiid, he's been playing very, very well. So I definitely think he's a decent GPP play. Same thing with Embiid. Going against Towns, 11.1. Towns isn't a very good defender. Definitely think this is a spot that Embiid, I definitely think he can have a good game, get us 60 fantasy points, no doubt. But, man, how do you not look at Jimmy Butler going against his old team that he demanded a trade from? Like, he's going to get up for this game, and I feel like the other guys.
Let me ask you a question. How long into this game do you think it'll be before Jimmy Butler tries to dunk right over Karl Anthony Towns?
But, hey, he's going to go off this game. I'm not going to play Jimmy Butler in cash because, like I said, I don't like him. I don't really like playing the guys when all three of them because they all, do their thing. You know what I mean?
I think
they're going to beat Butler. I think he's like the ultimate GPP play.
I think that there's got to be a point in this game early on where Jimmy Butler just tries to go to the rack and just nuts all on the chin of Karl Anthony Towns.
Hey, this will definitely be, bro. I hope this game's on TV. This would definitely be a really good game to watch.
Well, get your popcorn, bro, because, I mean, look, how do you not – look, just as a guy who coaches and, played athletics my entire life, in this spot right here, how do you not try to feed Jimmy Butler, and how are you not aware of what the narrative is and be like, look, dude, we're going to get you the ball this game. Go do work. Go put all over these dudes. I just can't see it. I can't see a scenario where they're not trying to just feed him the ball.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I think that he's a guy that he can just absolutely just go bonkers today. That for sure. And then one more guy I quickly did want to mention, JJ Redick. The guy's playing very, very well. 5,600 is a fair price tag. We need about 26, 27 for value. And he's steadily just getting us right there every single day, gets us a little bit upside nights where he'll get you, 6X. I definitely think JJ Redick is a guy that you can look at as well. So yeah, man, I like the big three. I like Jimmy Butler narrative a lot, and then I definitely think you look at JJ Redick.
Cool.
Next game we got, we're going Oklahoma City Thunder going against the Atlanta Hawks. This game has a 235 over/under, which is the highest on the slate, and OKC's favored by 9.5. And one thing I want to mention real quick is I think that OKC is just going to beat the shit out of Atlanta tonight because they lost 2 straight games to the Spurs. They're probably hella pissed off about that, and I think they're just going to take it out on Atlanta tonight.
So this is the chalk spot of the night. I mean, this is the chalk spot of the night. Russell Westbrook and Paul George are going to be chalk tonight. They're going to be – this is the chalk spot. I mean, the problem is in this chalk spot, I don't know if there's enough, right? I mean, is there enough because of what's going on in Atlanta? You start looking at what Atlanta's got. They've got Bazemore out. They've got Dedmon who's doubtful. They got Prince who's probably going to come back and play 20 minutes. And then you've got Lynn who's now doubtful. So is there enough to keep this game close? Is 9.5 really fair? Look, right. Oklahoma City is a very good defensive team. They're a very good defensive team. And they've been on a very good run other than these games that they've played against San Antonio. With one of them, the double overtime game, and the second one, it is what it is with that one as well. So is there enough here?
Well, that's what I was trying to say is I think that they're just going to just beat the hell out of them.
I mean, on paper, the matchups are great, right? The matchups are great for Russ. They're great for George. They're great for Steven Adams. The only bright spot to kind of hold hope here, I guess, is that the rotation for Oklahoma City is very tight. You can take a look at just the average minutes over the past 5 for a Jeremy Grant at 33, a Ferguson who doesn't really do anything besides play defense. He's playing 31 minutes. And then you've got the 2 big guys at 38 and 37. So the rotation is tight. You start looking down at the bench, and Schroeder's the only guy in a narrative game going back to Atlanta as well who's getting to, 26 or 20 plus minutes. Everybody else is very slim minutes over the past 5 games. So, the minutes the minutes are there, and the averages say that, you know, that's the one stat on paper that I'll look at and say, you know, the minutes are at least there. These guys have a tight rotation. If you're going to go outside of the starting five, you know, or the starting four, I guess, because I don't really think Ferguson's a guy that's in play. If you're going to go outside of the four guys, Westbrook, George, Adams, and Grant, load up Schroeder and do it because of his price point at a paydown spot and a narrative spot as well, back in Atlanta going against his former organization in the Hawks.
Yeah, man. And I mean, on the Hawk side, I really don't know what I want to look at. I mean, you can look at Trae Young, 6,900. You know, he can have one of those nights. You know, take the matchup, you know, serious against Russell and have a good one. We know he has some upside, but I don't really like Trae Young in this spot, to be honest with you. Westbrook's a really, really good defender. I think he could just absolutely bully Trae Young. I mean, Hoarder's price tag's up now. Not really interested. One guy that I actually think is a pretty good GPP play, you can look at Bembry. This guy, they like to give this guy minutes, and he's a guy that does a little bit of everything. He fills up the stat sheet, and he's a scorer. He's real aggressive. So I definitely think you can look at him as a GPP play. They've been getting him a lot of minutes. I mean, in 3 of the past 4 games, he got 36, 40, 31. Like you mentioned, there may be some guys coming back, so the minutes could get bumped down a little bit. But if he's going to play anywhere around 30 minutes, I like the guy. I definitely think he's a solid play. GPP only. And, I mean, I guess you could look at John Collins if he plays. He's a game-time decision right now. But this young guy, I mean, he's been killing it on the season. He has upside. The price tag is catching up to him. You know, he's going to be banging down low, and he's probably not directly going to be against Steven Adams, but he's going to be in his vicinity. It's going to be a tough little area for him. So I don't know. For me, honestly, man, I don't really like the Hawks at all.
So we've seen this spot. Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there. We've seen this spot, right? And what I mean by that is their injury situation is almost exactly the same today as it was on the 13th, their last game. Okay, so Taurean Prince played about 13 minutes, 12 fantasy points. You can probably expect Prince to get no more than 20 minutes and probably between 15 and 18 minutes in this spot today when they're going to bring him back. He's been out for a long time. So I'm not on Bembry because I just don't think there's enough there with Bembry, right? Like you said, you could look at a John Collins, but to me, just load Amari Spellman in as a drop spot play at 3,500. The guy's going to get minutes on the 13th in the same exact spot. He put up 27 fantasy points. If you want to take a chance on Alex Len, you can take a chance on Alex Len as well. If the game blows out, he should get extended run at 4.3. The problem is it's Steven Adams, right? So, you know, Dedmon is doubtful. He probably doesn't play. Jeremy Lin is doubtful. He probably doesn't play. So, to me, play Omari Spellman. The guy's going to be chalk tonight. I guarantee you at 3.5 starting. He's going to be like Ilyasova was the other night when Giannis was out. Spellman will be chalk across the board. Load him up as a drop spot, salary saver, and move on with Atlanta.
Yeah, man, for sure. I'm with you. I'm not no thank you on Atlanta. Okay, next game we're going to go with.
You get me with Spellman, though, right? Like, the guy's going to be –
I get you. Oh, man, I just think they're going to get their butt kicked, and that's just really where I'm at with them. So we'll go to Miami Heat going into Milwaukee to face the Bucks. This game has a 218.5 over/under, and Milwaukee's favored by 9 in this one.
The two things that I really hate about this matchup are the rule I employ with Hassan Whiteside, which is I don't play the guy on the road. He's much better player at home than he is on the road. You can just look at his game logs and see that. The second thing I can't stand about it is his minutes are all over the place, and it's a logjam because the reason is I would love to play Whiteside at 7,000. For his ability, 7,000 is more than fair for what he's able to do. And then secondly, against the Bucks, who don't play centers very well. So I would love to play Whiteside in the spot. I'm fine if you want to throw him in tournaments because he's an upside play for sure. Richardson says he's playing today. Richardson's actually the more fair price of the small forward, you know, Justice Winslow and Richardson. Problem is Richardson's not doing anything, you know. You take a look at his game log, pop that open real quick. This guy will kill you. I mean, 37 against Memphis is great, but take a look at everything before that. 31, 30, 19, 24, 30. That will kill you if you load him up tonight. You're not going to – you got no chance to win a tournament. You need the upside of him. And the problem is – Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. Just real quick on Richardson. I think the problem with him, bro, is they were playing him 39, 40 minutes almost every single game since the very beginning of the season. I think he's just starting to wear down a little bit, you know?
He's got tired legs, bro. He wants the All-Star break to come for sure. That's, I mean, Bam is very interesting to me, and so is Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade, I think, is as long as Dwayne Wade stays in this spot playing 20 to 25 minutes a night, I think if you get him in the right spot, on the right slate at 5,000, he makes a lot of sense in tournaments because he definitely has the upside. He still has basketball left to play. So, I don't mind him. Derrick Jones Jr. is a wild card play because you don't know where he's going to fit in rotationally. And if he comes in and has an impact, he'll get minutes. If he comes in and gets a couple of fouls quickly, he will not play the rest of the game. If he even gets in the first place, you don't know what's going on with that logjam they've got, with their rotation. But Bam is probably the most interesting play to me, along with Dwayne Wade. The rest of these guys, I'm not really sure about. And on this slate, I don't know if you need some of these Miami exposures.
Yeah, no, I get you, man, for sure. So on the Milwaukee side of things, the big thing we know now is that Giannis is expected back tonight. He's probable to play. He sat out last game, which gave everybody else a boost. You got to take that in consideration. But I think you look at the same guys we've been looking at. You got Eric Bledsoe. He was down a little bit. He was having a little bit of rough stretch, back-to-back games. Very good games. I know this game was without Giannis, so he had to step up a little bit. But the game before against Washington, he did play, and he still, had a really good game. So we know this guy has some upside. 7,500. The price tag did go up a little bit, but I think it's a fair price tag for him in GPPs. You got Chris Middleton, 7,400. He was a guy that we played, when Giannis was out, and he didn't disappoint us. He played very well. Chris Middleton's a solid play, GPP play. Brogdon's a guy that's been playing very, very well. I think that Brogdon's a guy you can actually consider in cash games. 6,200. I think that he gives you a solid floor with some upside. He's a guy who's been playing a ton of minutes, and he fills up the stat sheet. He definitely does play some defense as well. I like Brogdon a lot. I think that he's a really good play. And then you got Giannis himself. Probable 12,000. He's a guy that you can pivot off of Westbrook if you do think that the game's going to get out of hand and Westbrook's not going to get there. Due to a blowout. Giannis, 11.9. He's actually a tiny bit cheaper. And we know this guy has triple-double upside any single night. He's been really, really rebounding the ball very well. That's one thing that, I like about him is he's down there banging. He's getting blocks. He's getting steals. I definitely think he has some upside against Miami. And then, a guy that I know where's he at? Oh, there he is. Silva, 3,700. Last game, he did get a couple extra minutes because Giannis was out. He got a start. He only played 17 minutes, but this is a guy that they like. And, if they're going to play him regularly, my guess would be, they're working him back in. He's going to get, I would say 22 to 24 minutes off the bench. I definitely think that you can, look at him in GPPs for 3,700 as a job spot with a little bit of upside. He can shoot the ball well, and he definitely could get hot. So I think you can look at him as a GPP drop spot play as well. And that's really where I'm at. I'm not really interested in Brook Lopez. They have some bigs. They have some bigs on Miami that they could definitely throw out Brook Lopez. So no thank you on that. I'm just really going to stick to those guys.
Cool.
Next game we're going with is going to be the Golden State Warriors going into Denver to face the Nuggets. This game has 228 over under, and Golden State's favored by 1 in this one.
So, to me, we all know I'm a tournament player. To me, I'm taking Westbrook taking Giannis off the table, and this is the exposure that I want for a couple of reasons. Game history with Durant and Curry is really good against Denver. Both of them average right around 50 points. You take a look at the price tags, Durant at 10.3, Curry at 10,000. You take a look at what they're doing over the last 5. Curry at 49.34. Obviously, that's inflated a tad bit with the huge game he just had against Dallas. But you take a look at a guy who's over his last 5 games averaging 5 times value at his price tag currently in a game that's got a 227 or 228 implied total and the spread's 1. Give me Steph Curry all day long at 10,000. This is a discounted price. It's a bargain price for me, especially on the slate with the other pay-up spots. The attention is going to be in other spots because of narratives with Jimmy Butler. You've got other narrative spots as well. Chalky spots with Oklahoma City. Give me exposure to Golden State tonight. I think this is a really good spot for Golden State. They're starting to roll. We've turned the calendar year. Love Draymond at 7-4. Love Klay Thompson at 7-4. I think 5X. We say this all the time. I have no problem with Klay Thompson in any format at 7-4. I think you get him between 6,000 and 7,500. Load him up all day long. But take a look at the minutes. The minutes with their top three guys, Thompson, Curry, and Durant, 34, 34, 35. You're going to get 35 minutes, maybe plus. You got a chance for overtime with this game, with it being so close. Load up Golden State.
Yeah, no, for sure. I really like Golden State in this spot. And you know what? On the other side thing, I'm just going to go right to it, bro. Jokic, I really like Jokic in this spot as well, man. At home, the guy's just been playing off the chain, 11,000. I mean, I think the price tag is fair for him in this matchup. Golden State, I mean, they don't have nobody that can guard Jokic. Draymond is going to get bullied if they try to put Draymond on him. I really like Jokic in this spot, man. I really do. They played one time this year, and he got 43 fantasy points. You know, I definitely think this is a really good spot for Jokic. I like him. He's my first guy I had to go with. And then you can go, you know, to Jamal Murray, 7,600. The price tag's up there. This is going to be a very up-tempo game, though. This guy is – I mean, he's been playing very well. For me, I'm like, I don't really want to play him, but I think he is a good GPP play. It's going to be a very up-tempo game. He had a bad game last time against him, so I definitely think he's going to look to bounce back. You know, we know if he's going to be going head-to-head with Steph Curry isn't the best defender. We know that. Definitely think that he can have a solid game for GPPs. And then we gotta wait on some injury news from that. You know, we got to see what's going on with Gary Harris. You know, he's been out the past couple games. You know, he's questionable once again for today. If he's going to be out, I mean, you just look to the guys that we've been playing. Malik Beasley, his price tag is actually starting to climb up now. It was, you know, 3,700 just a couple of days ago, and he was getting a solid run. You know, at this price tag, you know, now I mean, I think it's fair if he's going to play 30-plus minutes, but guys are starting to come back. You know, a guy that they're going to look to get, you know, some minutes is going to be Will Barton. I mean, he's just coming back from injury. He played 15 to 14 minutes in the past two games. We know they love Will Barton in Denver, and this guy is going to play, you know, more minutes eventually. I can see him today climbing up to 20, 25 minutes. And if that's
you ain't getting 25 minutes out of this guy tonight. Mark my words. Hell no. There's no reason for it, right? It's early. This is the best chance Denver's had at a solid playoff run in a very long time. It's a good
healthy. I get you.
He's coming off a leg injury, and he's got some other. There's just 20 minutes. If we get word he's going to play 20, I think that you could play him in GPPs because the guy in the past against the Warriors, I've seen it firsthand. I've seen him put up 30 fantasy points in one quarter against the Warriors. So if he's going to get 20, I'm with you.
Okay.
Not a chance in hell we see 25 out of this guy.
Yeah, I was just trying to be wishful, bro, because, hey, you know what I'm saying, though.
It's a good spot for Will Barton.
Yeah.
It's a good spot for Will Barton.
Yeah, for sure. So with him coming back and stuff, I mean, Beasley, Craig, the minutes are coming out. Morris, he's a guy that, you know, he's been playing pretty well in the season. He'll be getting a lot of minutes, a lot of opportunity. You know, he's a guy that they're playing, you know, 25, 26 minutes. And I think these minutes are going to eventually come down. But if we do get news that Gary Harris is out, I definitely think that Morris will get his minutes, an up-tempo game, a solid spot. He's a guy that does a little bit of everything, fills up the stat sheet. But, yeah, man, I mean, I'm going to be honest. My favorite play, you know, you can look at Paul Millsap as well, 6,700. He's under 7,000. I think that he's a gamer. I think he'll definitely get up for this game, and he's going to be going against Draymond. And, you know, I think that's going to be a really good matchup. And let's see what he did his last game against him. He had 20 fantasy points in 26 minutes, so not the greatest, but none of the Denver players really had too good of games. I definitely think this is a spot that they're all going to bounce back at home. So I like Millsap as well, but I think my favorite play, bro, is Jokic. I think I really like Jokic in this spot against the Warriors.
Yeah, I don't mind Jokic. I think Jokic is definitely going to be a contrarian play tonight with the Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid, Giannis, Russell Westbrook, all pay-up spots. You know, 11-1 for him is definitely going to be contrarian.
Yeah, but like he's giving you a solid floor though.
Absolutely, he's giving you a solid floor. I'm just pointing out you'll get him lower owned, and it's definitely a contrarian play.
Yeah, for sure. All right, moving on. Next game we're gonna go to, it's gonna be the Chicago Bulls going into LA to face the Lakers. This game has a 216 over under, and the Lakers are favored by 7 in this one.
So the best thing about the Bulls is and getting a new coach is rotationally they've solidified a rotation and you've got minutes that have steadied out. So you start looking at Chris Dunn, 31.2 minutes over his last 5, Levine 31.4, Markkanen back doing damage, 33 minutes, Wendell Carter 27.6, and this guy Chandler Hutchinson 26.4 minutes at a 3.7. I like Hutchinson in this spot simply because the Lakers don't defend guards or perimeter players very well. The Lakers also don't play defense very well. So excuse me. So there's definitely some plays here. The Lakers are struggling. It was announced this morning that Luke Walton's going to change the starting lineup up in some way. So, that's yet to be seen what's going to happen there and what the impact is. But Vegas thinks this game stays close, only a 7-point spread. I think Chris Dunn's the premier play here. Follow it up with Markkanen. I think Markkanen is a really good play at 6'4", power forward spot. You can look at a combination of a Markkanen and a Taj Gibson at your power forward spot and really save some money with a mid-tier and value play there. Wendell Carter Jr., I don't know if I like him in this particular spot, but the guy's doing enough to warrant his price tag, I guess. Maybe a little bit inflated. Obviously gets a bit of a bump going against the Lakers. I think the Bulls are in play across the board. You can also take a look at bench minutes as of recently. Bobby Portis, he's back, only playing about 10 minutes right now, though. And pop open his player card to see what's going on with Portis. I do like Portis in this spot. I think it's a really good tournament play. If he can get 16, 18, 20 minutes at a $5,000 price tag, I don't mind him as a contrarian dart play. But other than that, I think that Markkanen and Chris Dunn are the two guys that I like a ton in this spot. 7-1 for a guy who's, Chris Dunn, we've talked about him multiple times in the last week. He had a monster game assist-wise just a few games ago. The guy's playing at a really good level. He hasn't had the greatest road trip for them, but Chris Dunn's a good basketball player. If you want to take the chance, to me, it's with Levine.
Yeah, and bro, I'm gonna be honest. I think what the Lakers need to do, man, you bench JaVale McGee and you start the guy Zubac. That guy Zubac's a baller, bro. And every time he played, bro, he was killing it.
Problem with Zubac is, and look, I don't understand why you go and get a Tyson Chandler when you've got this guy on your bench. And we've seen Zubac in years past. I mean, he's been with the Lakers for like 3 years now. So we saw his rookie year, similar spot. They didn't have a center. The dude goes out there and balls out, right? And then back to the bench, no minutes. And here it is again. So look, maybe that's the change. Maybe Zubac's going to enter the starting lineup and they're going to commit to playing Zubac. Maybe that's what general manager LeBron James has in mind for him.
And look at, man, when he got his 3 starts, he played 32 minutes, 32 minutes, 32 minutes. He had 36 fantasy points, 32 fantasy points, 37 fantasy points. That's just, and he had two out of the 3 games were double doubles, and he was just playing. They can't say he doesn't play defense. He was playing good defense. He was getting some blocks and stuff. Okay, boom, against Detroit, and these are against teams with good bigs. You got Marc Gasol, you got Anthony Davis, Golden State, you got Draymond and them, not too much of a big. But then Detroit, he played 23 minutes, 25 fantasy points, 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Like, this guy is good. Like, I think that this guy should be a starter. Give him a chance. Like, he's giving us more on the offensive end. That's what we're struggling on right now. And he gives us more than Tyson Chandler and JaVale McGee put together.
Would you agree that Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma are the only 2 guys the Lakers are committed to?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, honestly, that they are the Josh Hart.
Outside of LeBron James, obviously. I mean, current Lakers.
Like, they're not letting go or just, like, giving minutes to?
Not letting go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that Ingram and Kuzma are, like, the ultimate. You got to keep them to. Everybody else, see you later.
See, I think that, to me, I think the change we might see tonight may be Zubac and Caldwell Pope entering the starting lineup. That's the change I think we may see.
Yeah. If that's what I hear, and Caldwell Pope only 4,300, I definitely think he would be a really good play against Chicago.
I agree, but I think his minutes are up. The guy's, been playing decently well.
Right.
And I think that you could look at seeing Josh Hart, who's kind of implodable, I guess, for lack of a better term. But the guy, he gets in foul trouble. He can score. He can rebound, but he's just inconsistent. Looking at their lineup, Kuzma and Ingram are really the only two guys that I'd really want to see minutes from. And we're getting close to that trade deadline where you need to start packaging up players. And I think Caldwell Pope's a guy with his salary that you want to put, you get a trade exception, et cetera. You want to kind of put him on display a little bit that, look, this is a good guy. You can go, that can still score. You can go, we'll include him in a package.
I want to get Bradley Beal so bad, man.
I don't want Bradley Beal. I look, to me, LeBron James has never had one thing, and that's a big man. He's never had a big guy that he could play with. And I think if you go get an Anthony Davis, you go get a premier big to let him play pick and roll basketball with, and get, Kyle Kuzma can knock shots down, right? Kyle Kuzma can knock shots down. Brandon Ingram he's a kind of a hybrid type player. I think you go get a big guy and let LeBron James handle the basketball, get rid of Lonzo, get rid of McGee, get rid of Caldwell Pope, clean this roster out. I mean, hey, if you want to keep Lonzo's not bad to come off the bench and lead a bench unit. But my frustration with that is this is what you spent a second-round draft pick on when everybody out there told you and knew De'Aaron Fox was the better pick. And now you've got a guy in Lonzo Ball who you go get LeBron James. Now you got a guy who you're looking at. The best role for Lonzo Ball is coming off the bench. That's just what it is.
Yeah, when we get Rondo back, I want to start Rondo.
I just think that they've got to make some decisions, especially with LeBron out for a few more games. Showcase some guys, start packaging up a deal. The trade deadline's coming, and, make a move.
Yeah, I get what you're saying completely, bro, for sure. Yeah, I
think you have to do one of two things, right? You got to go get a big guy that he can play pick and roll with, or go get the knockdown shooter. And Bradley Beal's too high of a usage guy to go get and bring him into what would be a clusterfuck, if you ask me.
Yeah, I like Bradley Beal. I think it would be a good pickup for him.
I love Bradley Beal, but where does the usage go? Like, where does the usage go? Where's it at? You got.
Thing is like LeBron's not selfish. Like Bradley Beal is still going to get hit 15 shots with us at least a game.
Yeah, but that's not what Bradley Beal's looking for. Bradley Beal's looking for that DeMar DeRozan role. That's what Bradley Beal wants. That's why him and John Wall don't get along. You know what I mean? Like Bradley Beal ain't. You need a guy like, and here's the thing, right? They've never been able to get, like, look at LeBron's career. The only guy that he's ever had on his side, on his team, that's a knockdown, like I'm a low-key knockdown shooter and a solid one, is one of the greatest of all times in Ray Allen, right? Outside of that, they've always tried to bring that guy in, and they can't ever get a good enough player to do it. Kyle Korver, not the guy. J.R. Smith, not the guy. Like, they bring these C-level players in that they don't have the ability to do what they need. And that's why I say, go get the big, and then you've got – it's going to be talked about. We know it is. What are they going to do with Klay Thompson, right? They're going to go after Klay Thompson. That's the type of guy they need. They don't need a – let me ask you this. They're not going to get – the reason I asked you about Ingram and Kuzma is because why would you bring in another Brandon Ingram, right? Like, Bradley Beal to me is a better version of Brandon Ingram, basically.
But Brandon Ingram's young, though.
So that's what I'm saying. Why go get Brad Beal if you've got a younger, bigger version, more versatile version with Brandon Ingram, right? And that's the guy that – I mean, they've had the opportunity to trade Ingram. They could have traded him last year for pieces that they wanted. They've had an opportunity to trade Kuzma, and they wouldn't either. So, to me, go get the big guy and then worry about the offseason. Get a real, true Klay Thompson-type shooter who's going to – that's what he's paid to do, knock shots down.
Yeah, it makes sense for sure. So real quick, just looking at the Lakers tonight against Chicago, I mean, I definitely think all the guys are in play. You got Lonzo Ball, 7.1. The thing about him is even when he doesn't make shots, I mean, the guy still fills up the stat sheet. He does a little bit of everything. He's been killing it, as far as, filling it up. Steals, he's got at least 2 steals in 4 straight games. you see what he's doing. And whenever he, actually scores the ball, it's a monster night for him. That's just kind of how it goes with Lonzo. But even in these games where he's getting you 5 points, 7 points, he's still getting you 27, 31, still giving you a solid floor. This is going to be a very up-tempo game against a young Chicago team. It's going to be very back and forth. I think Lonzo's in play. We got to wait on the news like we talked about. If Josh Hart gets bumped out the starting lineup, I don't know. The price tag's 5.2. I definitely think Caldwell Pope's a guy that you could look at either way. I mean, they're committed to playing him 26, 27 minutes, and he's 4,300. And this is a guy we know that can shoot the ball and get hot. So I definitely think, 4.3, I mean, it's a little bit higher than a drop spot I want to spin up for, but I definitely think it's something that you could consider doing. He has a little bit of upside. Brandon Ingram still under 7,000. I don't understand why they don't want to change this guy's price. Last time we did the videos with the Lakers, he was the exact same price. The guy's getting unlimited shots. I mean, they're playing him a ton of minutes. He's the best player they pretty much got right now, him and Kuzma with no LeBron. So that he has a lot of workload going his way. Kyle Kuzma, 7.3. This is a guy we know he can definitely get hot. He just went off for 41 actual points a couple games ago. 2 of the past 3 games with 41 fantasy points. I mean, the guy, they need him to score. If they're going to be competitive, they're going to win. He's definitely in play. And then, like I said, if we get any news, we're probably not going to get no news because it's a late game. If we got any news or hint that Zubac was going to get an uptake in minutes at 3,900, definitely think he would be a good job spot play. And that's it, man. That's really where I'm at for this game and for this slate, 6-game slate. You good, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean that pretty much wraps it up. We got any questions? We got a little extra time, I guess. If you want to take, if you got questions that you want to look at.
I'm curious. I'm curious what the optimizer had. I was gonna run that real quick and check it out. So yeah, they're on Trae Young, Lonzo. Definitely, I could see the Lonzo play. Oladipo, guy we talked about, Richardson, Kuzma, Markkanen, Whiteside. What were you saying about Whiteside?
It's just, look, for GPPs, I don't mind Whiteside at all today because it's an upside play. But the guy that's more interesting to me by far is Bam. I mean, Whiteside, this is a great spot to play him. My problem is, like I said, twofold. One, I don't like to play him on the road. And 2, the minutes are very inconsistent.
Right. And one thing I quickly just want to mention before we get out of here, we're still 2.5 hours away from lock, so please don't play the lineups that we just showed you. There's a lot of news that we're waiting on. But if you do want to check out the site and get all our updated stuff up to the last second before lock, hey, check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. I will be back shortly with my NBA core plays for today, so check out that video. Make sure to tune into that as well. Thanks a lot for checking out this video, and good luck on your guys' lineups tonight, all right? Peace out.